Tick tock goes the clock. Peace and love, family, friends, naysayers, and whoever else press play. My name is Leon Wheeler Jr., and this is Master Making Emotion, where I'm learning how to master myself, and I'm teaching it where I'm learning it. Today we're going to talk about my time is valuable. Tick tock, tick tock, the clock goes. When I reflect on the concept of time, it put me back at a place where I started really valuing time. Unfortunately, I had to go through a bad time. Time, it did nothing. I had to go through a bad spiel. I was incarcerated, serving a 23-year prison term. And that's when it dawned on me, realistically speaking, how precious time is. And sitting in those cells, being transferred from institution to institution, I started reflecting and realizing what I've missed, what I probably would miss, just life in general. And I created a visualization technique that I decided I was going to take upon myself to do. So what I did is I started visualizing myself as an older man, me as an elderly man. I wanted to see how that would look. So I would close my eyes and reflect and think about how that would feel, you know, in hindsight, just how I would look. And I was just preparing myself for a future that I wanted, in hopes that I grew old enough to see it. So I'll have some idea. And it actually changed my life. I started sharing that technique with younger brothers, hoping that it may affect them the way it did me. And it just, to me, it gave an individual something to look forward to. It displayed or demonstrated some form of control over your mental capacity. And I understood that for a lot of us during time, we were just focused on, living out that day, accomplishing each day as it came. So a lot of us didn't see beyond the day. We didn't see the future, what tomorrow might hold, how that may look, as if we didn't even know if we had a future coming. But I shared that in hopes to help. And during my trials and tribulation, my prison time, I even came up with another thought that became really powerful to me. And that thought was realizing that I would die. I heard certain religious groups speak about death a few times and things of that nature. So it became a reality, too, that I wanted to investigate. I wanted to give some thought to it because I knew that my mortality was important, that, that it was a reality that I had to face. And so I started trying to embrace it from another perspective. Not trying to, I started embracing it from another perspective. And that perspective was that seeing that I knew that I was going to die, I knew that I needed to make or take time out to put forth real effort to making my days more, more beneficial, more prevalent, to make the most and get the most out of them. And, that was a part of my pursuit of mastering myself. And again, it was very, very enriching, uplifting, and beneficial. So these tasks that I were partaking in was actually helping me evolve and look at life from a realistic standpoint. You know, me like everyone else. You know, at different times in my life, I sought out pleasure things to I guess distract me, keep me from staying focused on what's really important. But then I realized that every second that passes by was a second that a day, a week, a month, or things that I'll never be able to recapture. Those things were gone. That second that passed is past. So again, I started trying to figure out how to take my time and use my time beneficially, how I can benefit from it. And from that concept of death, and I stopped looking at death as an enemy. You know, this is what we've been told for the most part. You hear people talk about death, and you hear the fear. You hear the fear. So I was just evaluating and trying my best to extract wisdom, knowledge, understanding out of everything that was going on in my life. And I was just trying to embrace it from a standpoint that was different from how I moved in the streets, because I was no longer in the streets. You know, I was here and I had opportunity to do it, and I said, today you got to take advantage of this. So again, death. I stopped looking at it as an enemy, and I started looking at it as an ally. I started looking at it that if I took care of myself, took care of what I needed to do each and every day, that I can really look at life and death as a prized possession, as a blessing. You know, so I started trying to get the best out of every single moment that I could. Now it's been difficult because again I'm a creature of habit, like we all are, and we get in the habit of doing certain things over and over again. But every time I was able to reflect and catch myself and see that I was wasting time doing things that was frivolous, that wasn't helping me move forward in a more productive way, if I wasn't being a beneficial presence for first and foremost myself and anyone else that I came in contact with, then I was really wasting time. And time is, again, it's a very, very, very precious commodity. You know, this is something that there's there's really a high price for. It's probably the most valuable. No doubt, it's the most valuable thing that an individual find himself blessed to have. Because again, it's not. We're only here for a small period of time. You know, I started reflecting about the Earth and how long it existed. You know, the time that it's been around. For the knowledge that I've heard about, you know, it being around for probably billions of years, a billion years or whatever. And then I realized me as a human being, compared to the Earth existence, it's just a blink. It's just a blink of the eye. And I'm gone. So I said, make it count. Make it count. Do what's necessary. Uh, Learn to, I guess, protect your time. Protect my time. Stop wasting time. Stop giving time to, again, frivolous things, frivolous conversations. And it doesn't mean turn into a robot. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying take a rest. I'm just saying be more intentional. I'm being more intentional. I'm being more focused. I'm being more dedicated to what is important. You know, I mean, I'm not looking for motivation to magically appear and fix my way of doing things, fix my situation. And because I know motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes. So I needed dedication. You know, I needed commitment. These things here are stronger than motivation. When you're dedicated, you're 100% into what you're doing. You know, when you're focused, So I was willing to put in the action, put in the work, you know, to become the individual that I envisioned myself to be. And I realized that time again is it's not a stranger to man. I mean, just like death is not a stranger. Time is something that actually exists, and what you do with it is going to be either a benefit to you or it's going to be, I guess, somewhat of a curse. When you look back, and I start asking myself the real hard question. And this is the question I ask myself. If I was to die tonight, would I be proud of how I lived the day? These are the questions. This is the question that I ask myself. This is the hard question. And these are things that we should do, in my opinion, to stay motivated. No, to stay dedicated, again, because motivation is a fleeting thing. To stay dedicated, to stay on the grind, to stay on the mission at hand. And whatever that mission is, for me, the mission is to become the best me that I can possibly be. See, right now, I'm on God man time. And what that means to me is I'm focusing on creating heaven right here on earth. And I'm doing that by the way I'm thinking, the way I'm moving, the way I'm loving, the way I'm treating people. This is, again, this is mankind time. This is God man time. This isn't a waste of time. So I'm looking at everything and realizing that this blessing, life, mortality, points out the preciousness, how precious time is, and how we should utilize it. We get on the phone and we just seek entertainment and distraction. And these things here are problems. They're problems. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I guess looking at a waste of time can possibly be, like I said, great distraction. And distractions, unfortunately, turns into a lot of times procrastination. And if you're not mindful of what you're doing, that procrastination definitely can turn into self-sabotage. And this is what we be doing. This is what we do a lot of time. We sabotage ourselves. And again, it's all about conditioning. So it's a process. So, I think you should ask yourself the question, how are you managing your time? Is your time important to you? You know, you need to ask yourself the hard questions also. And I'm sharing my experience with you as I develop programs and ideas and things of that nature to help me become better, because I see us as one. And I want for my brothers and sisters what I want for myself. And again, that's to become the best human being that I can possibly be. And I know that that's going to take a lot of hard work, being stern. And I'm learning these things every day. I'm learning to love. I'm learning to be more courageous, more disciplined, more engaged, more intentional to my purpose, to my movement, to my guide, and what I'm focused on accomplishing. What I'm focusing on doing, and it's important. And so I have to protect my time. I can't be on the phone just having frivolous conversations. I can't cater to other people's emotional, I guess, insecurities for hours and hours on, because people will use you and they take advantage of you. And a lot of times it's not done intentionally, but it's done nonetheless. So you have to protect your time, and that's what I'm doing. I'm protecting my time. I'm making sure to give those individuals who are deserving of the time, especially the individuals that's on the same path as me. And that's a path of growth, of learning, of evolving, developing, becoming the best individuals that we can find in our imagination. So this is what it's about. This is how I'm staying motivated and inspired. Because this is the work that I've chose. This is the work that I've chose, and I'm really into it. I love it. I love what I'm doing. I'm loving who I'm being, who I'm becoming every day, because I'm using my time appropriately. I'm using it, and I'm making sure that it pay off. It's a good investment. I'm not in debt. It's not a debt. It's paying off as a great investment because I see the benefits. I feel the benefits, and I'm sharing the benefits, and it's coming across when I speak to you about the benefits. I'm sure it's coming across, and you can see, and you can feel the sincerity, because it's real. Because this is who I am, and this is who I am, and this is what I have to do for me. Because I know I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So today I live today, and I'm making sure that each day I'm putting in work. I'm doing what needs to be done. I'm not saying I stay there 100% the whole day, that I don't vacillate from time to time. But if I do fall down, I pick myself right back up and start all over, because this is important. This is my life. And I'm sharing it as I go, as I grow, with the people, with individuals that I'm hoping have a similar desire, a similar concern, that wants to be better. So I ask you the question, though. What do you think about your time? How important is it? How are you managing your time? What do you think about death? I'm curious to know these things. So, you know, uh, I'm not going to hold this and keep going on and on and on, but I'm going to say this. If I said anything today that you're able to use that maybe possibly touch you, I ask that you share with someone you love. If you're not a part of the family, I ask you to subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Hitting the like button costs you absolutely nothing. And it helps the message get across to somebody who may need to hear it. You know. And also, I'm going to ask something to you. Before you leave, I ask that you leave a comment. Tell me in all honesty what your take is about time and how you're managing it, and how you're using it to become the best individual that you inspire to be. Share that thought. I'll be sure to read your comment, and you never know who else you may help with your concerns, with your thoughts, that's on a similar path, who may need to hear what you got to say. So share the thought. And family, remember this. Master yourself, and everything else becomes easier. Peace and love, family. B.